Welcome to Brandix Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a quick video. I haven't done any videos on this channel for quite some time, and we recorded this via Skype, so the opening is a little bit clunky how it starts. I was kind of making a point about how this is the
video
first...
we've done since last December, I think it's been.
Yes.
Our last video we're talking about Star Wars and the early reviews and the upcoming Ghostbusters movie based on the new trailer that dropped, so it's been not that long.
Yes.
So yeah, today, yes. Today we're going to be doing a video. It's kind of been inspired by something that I saw on this channel where it had Actions and Oliver Harper, and they were talking about the worst cinema experiences. Specifically, the film itself is tied in with that, but whatever. We're just kind of taking that theme and borrowing it a little bit. So we haven't discussed this beforehand, have we? We haven't said like what films we're gonna have on our list.
No, I mean there could even be overlap. I don't think so, but
if there is, we'll just conjoin the two anyway. Whatever. So we'll try to keep the video to about 15 minutes or something.
But yeah, the premise
Video
being like films we've been disappointed with.
Yeah. But by the end of the video, I think we'll just do. I'll just do a quick thing talking about our channel and so on. So we'll save that till the end. But anyway, yeah. So 3 films. I'll go first. In no particular order, I would put Transformers the first film. I haven't seen the others. I got kind of roped into going to see this film back in 2007 by our friend The Buff. He wouldn't go see all the other good films that were out that year, like The Bourne Supremacy and Shooter and a few others. He had his money on Transformers, so I went with him to see that, and I was like falling asleep through it. Robots in Disguise. I was in fucking disguise watching that film.
Damn it, I was going to set that one up as well.
Yeah. So, it was just so bad. And summer blockbusters kind of really evolved into just a real horrible CGI mess with that film. I know it's got a big fan base and I can understand it, but I'm not part of it. And
I mean, I'm there for the silly spectacle of it, but even I'm not a massive fan. I'm like,
yeah, it was
I
just
haven't even watched Transformer films in quite a long time. I think I haven't seen the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, even getting Mark Wahlberg in the equation with the franchise wasn't enough to get me on board.
I didn't see the last Cut Your Hair film, and I haven't seen any of the Mark Wahlberg ones.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah.
French for Cut Your Hair.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. So yeah, that was just one just to open this. That was my kind of thoughts. I didn't have much else to say about that one, so I thought I'd get that one out of the way first. But yeah, just awful. But yeah, terrible. So what about yourself?
Well, my first one, and this again is something I've actually been to the cinema to see. It's kind of 2 films linked into one. But Resident Evil Apocalypse, second Resident Evil film, and goddamn Van Helsing. I think they come out fairly close to I don't think back to back or anything, but I seem to remember going to see them relatively close together. Yeah. And I had reasonable hopes for both of these films, and they were just absolutely shit. When you went to see them, it's like I've been let down by a lot of films, but those were 2 that I actually remember going to the cinema for, being a little bit like, well, they could be good, and then being like, oh, that's just absolute shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I've only seen the first one. I think that was with you. It was all right, the first one.
Yeah, I mean, the first one has its moments. It's not for everybody, but, it's okay. Second one, big pile of shit. It was probably one of the worst of the fucking franchise to that point. It was just boring.
You might not know the answer to this, but was the second one directed by Paul Anderson that did the first one? Because he has his moments. Is it a case where...
I know Paul W.S. Anderson's been behind all the Resident Evil films, but I don't know which ones he actually directed and which ones he didn't.
Yeah.
Because the annoying thing about that franchise is there have been a few high points to it, like a few decent films, but the overall majority of the shit.
Yes, it's not my kind of thing, but I remember the first one being okay. It had some all right moments in it. I seem to remember Alien versus Predator being a very, very close to that film in certain bits as well. It was almost like the same film in some ways.
Yeah.
So that's your first one. I'll throw my second one out anyway. I would go with Suicide Squad. Not just because I wouldn't say it's the worst film I've seen at the cinema, but it was the most sort of instantly disappointing, but also circumstantially because it came off the back of Batman versus Superman, which was a big disappointment as well. But that was more of a sort of sinking feeling when I was watching Batman v Superman. Suicide Squad was one to me that was either going to make or break my love of what I wanted to have love for that franchise, given the promise that it had. But it really did not deliver, and I was instantly disappointed.
And it is something we were fairly optimistic for, as I recall, like running up to its release.
Yeah, because to me, I kind of had it in my mind that that film was going to not just be good, but it was going to be a very special film as well. And it isn't a case of having high expectations, because I've had high expectations before for films. Blade Runner 2049, for example, who come out completely happy. You can't really play that argument with the high expectations with Suicide Squad, because I was prepared for it to go either way, but I wanted it to obviously be good, and it was anything but. So, and it was pretty much a sign of things to come for the DC universe. It's real sad, but I think at that point as well, I'm probably more cynical now than I was back then, because since then we've lost other franchises like X-Men, Terminator, Star Wars, all these other ones that have just fallen. And I think Suicide Squad was kind of one of the first ones that, for me, felt like, oh, this is working. Oh, no, it's not. It's terrible. So, yeah. What about yourself, number 2?
Well, like I say, if number 1 was like films I really should have known better. Like, I was just naive about them. I should have known they were going to be shit. The second one is Hummingbird.
Oh, yeah.
Film with Statham.
Yeah.
And this is a case of the trailer completely mis-selling what the fucking film was going to be.
Yeah.
And I've known this several times with movies. They'll make the trailer look like one thing, and you go and see it, and it's a complete bait and switch.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of annoying, because sometimes it's like, well, I would have actually liked the film that it actually is if you'd marketed it as that, and I actually went to see it, but I didn't, because I thought it was going to be something else.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer to this film makes it look like it's going to be a big kind of Statham action film of like him pulling himself together and then getting in a bad situation and then having to choose between, oh, do I fix this bad situation or do I just go along with it? The film was nothing like that.
Because you felt the same about Killer Elite as well, didn't you? That was the one with Clive Owen.
See, Killer Elite, I actually did like.
Yeah, same.
But the trailer just made it look like something completely different to what it actually was.
Yeah, trailers do that. Suicide Squad, which is on my list, obviously, that was very similar. The trailer for that was awesome, like so good.
Yeah.
But
like I said, it's a very specific thing with me, like mis-selling something in the trailer. It's like, it's a very stupid practice. Yeah, it gets bums in seats, but ultimately it's going to get angry bums in seats.
Yeah. Your bum was angry.
And you don't like my bum when it's angry. Anyway, go on, your third one. You
Yes. So, yeah, no, Hummingbird, I liked it, but I know what you mean. It's one of his lesser films. I've not recommended it. It's like my father was going to watch that, and I said, don't you like it? I liked it, but I understand why somebody like him wouldn't.
Like I say, I'm not saying, oh, it's a shit film. It's just, it's one of the really big, clear examples I can remember of that.
But it's a good example.
Also, not helped by the cinema, like, it was like half an hour or something late to start, wasn't it? Just some technical cock-up.
Yeah, I remember that.
That did not help any. But anyway, go ahead.
It's a good example because the point of this video is like bad cinema experiences. So we're not saying the worst films we've ever seen. This is just like when it's trailer mis-selling something. That's the reason for this discussion. So yeah, good example. So my number 1, I don't know if this is going to be the same as yours, but it probably should be on your list. Die Hard 5. Gotta go with Die Hard 5 because it's terrible.
The only reason I didn't have Die Hard 5 on there is because I fucking repressed that and I fell asleep halfway through.
It was just so. We've done videos to talk about this before, but so what, like club it to death. But basically, a film that I write out of being canon, and I think a lot of people do. And you can safely do that, not just being picky and say, "Well, I don't like it, therefore it's not canon." There are some specific reasons why that is not John McClane's character in this. They just basically slapped the Die Hard logo on it. There's also the issue of Bruce Willis's acting in more sort of recent years. But the film itself, even if he'd have brought his A game to it, would have still been terrible. There's so many bad moments in that, so many fundamental plot points that don't gel with the Die Hard formula, but also the John McClane character. He's supposed to be an everyman. He's supposed to be basically just a normal guy in bad circumstances. Granted, it's for a fifth time, but he's very irresponsible in the film, which, you know, he's basically killing civilians to, you know, do what he's doing, and there's no ends justify the means even within that. He's got all these skills all of a sudden, which he can't say he's picked up. He's like John Matrix basically in Commando, which kind of is an accident.
This is a classic case of this film was not originally meant to be this, but they realised there's no way we're selling this. Let's slap the Die Hard logo on it and sell it as that. That'll get bums in seats.
They did it with all the others. I mean, even the original Die Hard was like that. But yeah, it's a good
I
example.
know, but most of the other times it actually worked. This time it's just like, this was a piece of shit film. He just slapped the title on and wheeled it out.
Yeah. So, but it was just embarrassing because a few people came to see it, didn't they, with us that weren't into action films. A couple of lassies came with us. And I was like, oh no, Die Hard's good. You know, might not be into action films, but Die Hard films are actually good. They're on like kind of a different level. If you know, kind of go off the original, like 1 and 3 maybe. Because I know girls that number 3, Die Hard 3. I know one girl in particular. That's her favorite film. It's mental. But yeah, I just came out of the film afterwards, apologising to everyone, saying I'm sorry I brought you along to this. It was really bad.
I remember that and RoboCop actually putting me to sleep in the cinema, which is rare as fuck.
The new RoboCop, the remake, yeah.
Oh yeah, not the original. I mean, I'd have been hella too young to see that when it came out.
Yeah,
I'm not that fucking old.
Essentially. But yeah, to be in your defence, you were working 2 days before, so you know you fell asleep during RoboCop. So.
I was working literally the day before.
Yeah.
I finished my shift at 7 o'clock. We were on a train by 12.
Yeah. So, what's your number 1?
Again, this would be more a bad cinema experience than a bad film, although it wasn't a great film. But Taken 3. This experience just pretty much put us off Cineworld in general. We went.
Particularly.
We went in a pretty big group. All of us sat along the same row. I think there was only about one of us whose seat wasn't knackered. Like the thing was broken, so it would go too far forward, and you'd basically be falling off because people had been fucking jumping around and walking over them and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, why the hell are we even bothering at this point? Like, we're paying money for this shit.
I think we moved down like a couple, didn't we? And they were still knackered, like all the other seats were knackered.
Like I say, it wasn't a great film. It was a very kind of like straight to video type film. So, no, it was a bit of a waste at the cinema anyway. But the experience at the cinema just clinched it as like, oh, this is absolute shit.
I remember as well, there's like some bits where Liam Neeson's running and it just looks embarrassing because he's like getting on a bit. And it was like purposefully filmed in such a way to try to hide, like with this sort of shaky cam stuff, which I'm not usually that bothered about, but yeah, no, terrible. Some people I know didn't even like Taken 2, but I thought it was okay. Obviously, the first one's a masterpiece, but by the third one, I would recommend against watching the extended cut as well because it draws it out and makes it way more boring. I don't know if you've watched the third one like since.
No, like I say, just the experience put me off the film in general.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's not a film that's like so bad. It's like, oh, this will be my like top like worst list. It's just like it was a shit cinema experience. It wasn't a great film. These things just combined into the perfect storm of shitness.
Yeah. Well, that's the list anyway. Let's kind of draw it a close there. But yeah, I haven't done any videos for quite a while. We were going to do some before, weren't we? Got films to watch during the lockdown and stuff. But I didn't really want to get into that on the channel because it's a bit like depressing and sad. So I want to look back on this time in terms of what we were doing and how depressing things kind of got at certain times. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you got to have a laugh anyway. You know, if you got to wear a mask, you know, get something like this. I might look like Darkman, but whatever. So yeah, like I say, we didn't really do any videos before that anyway, did we? Let's say kind of drawing it to a close. Everything that's kind of going on with films as well at the moment. There's a lot of stuff up in the air about what's going to be getting released and when. So you know,
to be reporting on it would be very much like speculative from our point as well. So it's like nobody knows. Like even the people releasing these films don't know. It's all going to depend on how this like shakes out.
Yeah, but it's fine by me because I haven't been to the cinema since December when 21 Bridges came out. I think the next film I was even planning on going to see was the Bond film. That was like a 4-month gap. So like, even without any of this lockdown stuff and cinemas being shut out of the equation, I wasn't really going to see anything anyway. So it's not bothered me much. And we will get these things, and you know it'll swing round before you know it. So anyway, that's kind of all I have to say on that. So we'll maybe do some more videos. We could always do some lockdown videos, talk about like films that you can watch during all this, but it'll probably be don't know how long it's going to drag on for. So we'll see. So anything else?
No, like I say, that's my list of like crap cinema experiences. My own naivete, mis-selling trailers, and like just a shit cinema in general.
Yeah. I give that video a watch. I can't remember the name of the guy's channel that it's on, but Ashens and Oliver Harper on it. And it's like a top 5, I think, 5 or 6 films. A lot better discussion than ours because they're really good with, you know, talking and so on. And they're both pretty funny. So yeah, anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you everybody for watching. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram if you're desperate.
Just not actually following us in the real life because you've got to keep your distance.
Yeah, just keep a 2-meter distance always. Have some hand gel. Unlike Topher, he uses hand lotion.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really dragging it out now.
Hey, I'm ready to end it, motherfucker. Just...
Yeah, all right. It's like just a really socially awkward like ending now. So. Right, bye. Hang on, let me just... If I can figure out how to stop recording. Right, thank you very much.
It's recording now. Why, yes, my brother. The Topher does jize. The Topher jises. As the fire started. Yes, my brother. The Topher jises. Into the face of the boss.